Can you fry an egg on top of Mount Everest? It's a simple concept, but in practice presents a host of obstacles. How do you keep the pan hot? The eggs from freezing? When the bottom side is cooking, wouldn't the top get cold? Challenges keep life engaging. It gives you something to work towards, something to look forward to, a way to grow and change every day. But it's important to remember that the world is alive. There's more than just your egg to be fried on top of Mount Everest. Everyone has their own egg to fry. And remember, even if your plans go awry, you might find something equally fulfilling instead. The journey of life can be bizarre and perplexing, but sometimes the real rewards are the people and questions we find along the way. And that's what we're here to do today. So come with me as we saute for the sea life and fricassee our cigarettes, ruminating on this resilient riddle. What are the best bars in Arctic eggs? All right, so our first stop on the trip is Cafe Mosen. Cafe Mosen is the dedicated nightclub of the Arctic Eggs universe. And look right here, we got like a nice little coffee shop for when you need to, lock in. Get your focus back after a night that you'll probably forget. Look at that great neon sign. We love a neon sign, don't we, folks? So let's go inside and see what they got going on in there. Oh man, we got a sick guy right at the door. Love to see it. All right, pile of garbage right near the entrance. Might want to do something about that. But yeah, we got the nice nightclub vibes. Kind of the polyester booths that go on for infinity. That's a good. Oh, we got someone sleeping on a pile of trash. Their friends should go help them out. I don't think that's a great place to conk out in public. I think you gotta call that person an Uber. This feels like a very European nightclub to me. Whoa, look at these dancers, bro. These guys are throwing down. Look at this guy. He's doing like the Kung Fu robot. Yeah, get it. Oh, they're synced up. Let's go. He's getting into the sumo stance and doing like some Tai Chi or something. Great nightclub vibe, a great dance floor vibe. We don't get great dance floor vibes in every video game. It's actually, I think it's kind of rare. It's hard to beat Vampires the Masquerade Bloodlines in terms of a dance floor vibe, but this one comes close. And look at that jacket. Man, I love that jacket. It's like a close-up of the Mona Lisa's face or something. Where do you get that? Is that on Etsy? I feel like this is how the RZA dances. Does anybody get that? Is that anything? I don't know. I feel like this is how the RZA dances. And what's with this? This sign is very ominous. What does it remind me of?
Be calm. I'm sandwich.
Oh no. Oh, that's a shame. We got to move on. We got to move on from that. Nice little bar back there. Tons of options. It seems, and a soda machine. Yeah, look at that. It looks like they got some shui and some Flaustocht and a little ambergris mandarin. Ambergris, I believe, is like the gland, the sphincter gland that they extract from whales to make perfume and stuff. I don't know why I know that. Anyways, we should move on. Well, I suppose we should check out the bathrooms here. Nice little neon sticker there. I like that. Now, I don't like this. These bathrooms, standing only, / squatting. And then there's this one that is not even in an alcove, and it seems to go down into the abyss. I would watch your step over there, ma'am. I wouldn't go down there if I were you. But yeah, these are like those toilets that you gotta squat down on, which wouldn't be my first choice of toilet if I'm gonna be completely honest. But I think when you gotta go, you take what you can get. Beggars can't be choosers, right, folks? Oh, more trash up in the upper seating area. That's a little discouraging. But, you get a little mini bird's eye view here. You can't really complain about that. Maybe if the dancers are a little too vibey, you need a little like a calmer space. You're like, I don't want to get too hyped up right now because these dancers are killing. Like, you come up here and you can just kind of chill out next to the trash. Yeah, I think that'll do it. All right, let's get out of here. So, yeah, that was Cafe Mosen. Cafe Mosen is an interesting venue. It's got everything you would expect from a nightclub. The psychedelic lighting, patrons all dripped out and socializing in their little cliques, bartender that seems cool and confident on the outside, but deep down is having a perpetual existential crisis, weird bathrooms, and it delivers. But then you notice the trash. And I mean, there are just piles of this stuff. There's so much trash that you could start making furniture out of it. You wouldn't want to, but you could. And it kind of makes you think, is there any sort of like public works facility in this town at all? I've been making eggs for everyone all night, and I haven't seen even one garbage man. But piles of trash aside, Cafe Mosen is actually a very adequate and memorable nightclub. Have you seen these dancers? The footwork, the contortions. I don't even know what the style of dance is called, but I think it's an important part of the cultural footprint of this society. Just maybe consider bringing a clothespin or a nose plug. So, I'm going to have to give Cafe Mosen a 7.9. So our next stop is a little place called Enrique's and the Marina. Enrique's and the Marina is a little combo spot consisting of Enrique's and a little marina on the wharf. So, I think that'll give us a nice seaside, maritime vibe. I think it'll spice up our little adventure. Give us just what we need. So, yeah, Enrique's and the Marina. Let's go there now. All right, here we are at Enrique's and the Marina. So right off the bat, we can see Enrique's right here. Really cool little seaside spot. Feels like a place you could get an omakase. The guy really knows what he's doing. What the heck are these things? Got like a one-wheel motorcycle? How do you even ride these things? It looks like something the weakest guy in Twisted Metal would ride. And his name would be like Wacky Jack. And his backstory would be like he was born with an immunity to pain or something. I don't know, something weird like that. Anyways, approaching Enrique's, he looks like he's deep in thought. He's in a bit of a meditative trance. I'm sure communing with the fish allows him to create an even better dish. I don't know. I'm not a culinary genius or anything like that. You'll have to consult one if you want to get to the bottom of that. Here we got some chicken handlers. They're doing their thing. You got to respect it, Everyone's got a place in this world. On God's green earth. And then here we got another bird's eye view of the marina. We got the dock down there with all the boats. Where even are we? Aren't we supposed to be inside? How is there water inside? Is this place flooded? It feels like I've entered another dimension. There's always someone catching a few winks in the world of Arctic eggs. And you gotta just let them get their rest, It's a hard world out there. Sometimes you just gotta put your head down and take a little nap. Oh, and look, here's Flauschstocked again. So this is like a fish market, but Flauschstocked was on the soda machine. What does Flauschstocked even mean? Someone in the comments chime in. Let me know what Flauschstocked is. What is a Flauschstocked? Just give us a little insight. I looked it up. I didn't find anything. And here we got the dock side. The side where the boats tie up. It's funny. There's not like really there's not like a dock that's at boat level. Like, if you have a boat, how do you get down to the boat from the dock? Like, usually the dock is supposed to be at boat level so that you can just step onto the boat from the dock. You know, this place is just full of mysteries, man. You got a man with a writhing bag of fish over here, a writhing net of fish, which means they're fresh, you know, so, you know, at least you're not getting day-old fish at Enrique's. Might be a good place to get a nice little chirashi bowl or some nigiri. That would probably be good, right, guys?
I gotta believe.
Man, the wind is just whipping out here, which would be normal if this were like on a body of water. But I'm pretty sure we walked through a set of doors to get in here. All right, let's get the heck out of here. So yeah, that was Enrique's in the Marina. Enrique's in the Marina provokes more questions than answers. A seaside port located inside of a building. Is the inside of the building impossibly and irreparably flooded? Or is the door just a portal to another part of the world? How can I eat an entire fried blowfish without worry of fugu poisoning? What does Flauschstock even mean? We may never find the answers to these quagmires, but if ever there were a place to ponder them, Enrique's in the Marina is a perfect fit. The meditative rhythm of the waves crashing against the dock, the taste of sea salt in the air, some sashimi and a hot cup of tea. A unique combination of sensory inputs can create a perfect memory. Life is about the journey, not the destination, and a question without an answer is a journey that never ends. Enrique's in the Marina provides an experience that is beyond a number on a scale. It's an optical illusion that instills confusion or harmony depending on the person who views it. So for this reason, I'm going to have to give Enrique's in the Marina our very first Samsara out of 10. So that was pretty crazy, right? A Samsara out of 10. I never thought I'd be giving those out when I started this channel. Anyway, so our last stop is the place where we already are. So bear with me while I perform some post-production magic. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book, really. So, the city rooftops. Let's go there now. So here we are, the Arctic Egg City rooftops. Look at this, the architecture, architecture. Look at the architecture. It's like the circular buildings, very unique, very, I would say it's not imposing. It's like awe-inspiring. You got a little fisherman's corner over here, it seems, like some posters of fish. It's kind of like a vibier National Geographic sort of a poster. Now, one might call this the hub world of Arctic eggs, but I kind of feel like that's like saying Main Street is the hub world of our night out. You know, you don't have to frame everything through the lens of video game lingo. You could just talk like a normal person. Nobody's stopping you. Now, this place it's got a really cool vibe. I really like it. It's kind of like when you're at a party in the city in the winter and everyone's chilling out on the fire escape. We got a nice little crowd over there. It looks like, 3's a crowd, 7 is a hang. I don't know. Something like that, right? That's something people say. Now, hopefully you aren't like afraid of heights or anything, because this is going to be a bit nerve-wracking for our friends that aren't so vertically inclined. Hello, sir. Let me know if you need help finding your eyebrows. Oh! You know, we got our little nice little hang over here. We got our friends, chit-chatting, relaxing. And we got a street meat guy over here. Get with the rice and the white sauce. One of the best deals in the city. So it's certainly it's certainly cold out here. You definitely want to bring a jacket. But I think that's always a nice vibe when you're in like a really crowded party and then you're like, let me go catch some air outside. And then you go outside and the inside it's really crowded, it's really warm. And then you pop outside and you just got that cool air. You breathe in the cool air. And That's one of my favorite vibes, honestly. I love cool air. Anyone else love cool air? Sound off in the comments. Oh, look, a cigarette machine. Cigarettes are the most agreeable way of ignoring life. And that's in quotations. So that's something somebody has famously said. Who said it? I'll never tell. Sound off in the comments if you know who said it. And then up here, we're in the cylindrical building section. You know, it feels like it's important because it's a different shape from the rest of the other buildings. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you got 3 squares in a circle, you're like, something's going on in that circle building. Funnily enough, there's plenty of interesting things going on in the square buildings as well. But that circle one, that one stands out. That one catches your eye. And that's what they call intuitive game design, folks. Take it from me, a guy who pretends video games are real on YouTube. The way the light is just highlighting the outlines of these buildings is just gorgeous. Well, don't stare into the sun now. That's bad for you. All right, so we will just mosey on through here. Excuse me, pardon me. How's everybody doing? And we're crossing the bridge back over to go to this little final spot down here. I like how every spot has a little different tune. It really makes you feel like you're opening your horizons. Now down here we got just a bunch of guards and some chicken cages. Honestly, I don't really know what to make of this. It's probably the least enticing portion of the rooftop area. These guys, they seem to get something out of it, and I really got to appreciate that. You know, there's always that one spot of the hang where, like, you see other people hanging out there, and you're just like, why are they over there? That does not look like a good place to chill at all. But it's there for them. If it means something to you, then, you know, you should just spread your wings and fly. Fly down to the ground where nobody else is hanging out, but you guys are, and that's okay. I'm not going to hate on it. You guys have fun down there. All right, let's wrap this thing up. So, yeah, that was the Arctic Egg City rooftop. So, obviously, the vibes out here are great. You've got the foggy sky. You're on the rooftop so high up that you can't see the bottom. This is what I like to call a transcendent bird's eye view. It doesn't provide you with any sort of beneficial vantage point, but rather the point of view of a bird flying above the clouds. A view that allows you to step out of your human body and appreciate the collective experience of sentient life on planet Earth in a way that our ancestors never got to perceive. But once you get your head out of the clouds, there are a lot of tangible things to enjoy. You can smoke a cigarette in the cold air and blow those super satisfying extra big clouds of smoke. And we've got a street meat guy up here, so if you're hungry, you can get a little sausage and egg with a fried cigarette on the side. Being exposed to the elements is going to have its downsides. You won't last long if you aren't dressed appropriately, and traversing the sky bridges can be a bit nerve-wracking for those afraid of heights, but the atmosphere just can't be beat. So, I'm going to have to give the Arctic Egg City rooftops a 9.4. So what did we learn? I think we learned that an egg is a rugged meal that can be cooked in a variety of environments and circumstances. But more importantly, much like the noble egg, the human spirit is capable of profound and impressive feats. All you really need is the determination to do something different and the ability to react to whatever life throws at you. Happy frying out there, y'all. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and ring-a-ding that thing to stay up to date whenever I drop a new video. You can find me on Blue Sky and check out my Bandcamp in the description below. And don't forget to tell me about your favorite video game bars in the comments. I want to wish you all a great day. Stay safe. Drink responsibly. I'm Mr. Sun, and I'll see you all in the next one. Just can't stop thinking about you. You ain't even
surprised that you called.
No, no, no. That's not an egg. Stop. That's not an egg at all.